Accessing library computer data.
Hello and welcome to me playing the mission V'ger that comes with the U.S.S. Enterprise Refit, which came out in Wave 6 and with the repaint in Wave 31. A distress signal has been sent to the Federation from a distant space station. They report that a massive anomaly is on its way to Earth and is destroying everything in its path with unprecedented weaponry. Despite all attempts to communicate with it, it has shown no sign of responding. The Enterprise is the only Federation ship in proximity of Earth that can attempt to intercept this anomaly, but it is docked at a space station orbiting the Earth and is still in the final stages of reconstruction. Admiral Kirk must make some hard decisions as he weighs the necessary risk of taking action before his ship is fully prepared. Alright, so my first kind of objective was to get the Enterprise to Spock. So I do a 3 straight, I believe. Because with Chekhov you can clear the auxiliary, and then with the 3 Katingas, I have the Tong on the far left, the Generic in the middle, and the Amar on the right. I do a 4 straight to get to V'ger as fast as possible. And then V'ger moves its 2 straight, which gets an automatic mission token. So yeah, I perform a 4 straight with all the Katingas. I cloak with the Tong and the Amar. Sorry, not the Tong. I cloak with the Generic and the Amar, because with projected stasis field, it can't be cloaked, so I just kind of never bothered. So I perform an evade with the Tong. I do the 4 straight with the Generic, and I cloak. Because, you know, when I do attack, I need the extra defense dice, because I'm probably going to die anyway. So I might as well give it a fighting chance. Because with the 1 evade, you're not going to be able to stop V'ger. Yeah, and again, I cloak with the Amar. And then I perform a 3 straight with the Enterprise to clear one of the auxiliaries from Chekhov. So I found it very hard to actually get to Spock without taking Reliant Chekhov. With only performing a 2 straight to actually clear the auxiliaries, it's just way too hard. So yeah, V'ger moves again, gets an mission token, so that's up to 2 now. I set my maneuvers. The Enterprise, again, I'm going to do a 3 straight, try to get to Spock as fast as possible while still clearing auxiliary. I mean, you could take Montgomery Scott that comes with the refit to take one of them off, but then you're performing a 2-2 and then a 4 for a total of 8. With Reliant Chekhov, you can do 3-3-3, and that's a 9. So with the Tong, I move 1 ahead. After many times of performing this mission, I found it to stagger the Katingas so they can turn at different rates, so they don't bump into each other. Found that quite effective. So yeah, and then I perform a 2 straight with a generic Katinga. I also target lock with the Tong to get that extra quality when I will need it. Then I target lock also with the generic Katinga. And then I do a 3 straight with the Amar. And I also target lock with the Amar as well. So yeah, like this might be easier if you don't do it out of faction. Or even, you know what, even if the Enterprise had 50 points, I feel like this would be a much easier mission. So I'm down to 1 auxiliary point with the Enterprise. Next turn I'll be able to retrieve Spock. So V'ger moves its 2 straight again. Kind of barreling towards Earth here. It's up to 3 mission tokens now. So again, I'm going to do a 3 straight with the Enterprise. I need to get to Spock as fast as possible to get those battle stations rather than crits. Double your chance. I still had, my previous attempts, I had very poor rolling no matter what I did. So I'm going to do a soft 1 turn. Or I guess a 1 bank with the Tong. I'm going to do a 2 bank with the generic. And then a 3 with the Amar. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you just need more points on the Enterprise. Because I ran technically above what you're supposed to. I had 41 points, so I could fit Cheat Death and Reliant Chekhov on it. So yeah, I performed the 3 straight. I clear the lost auxiliary. I perform an action to retrieve Spock. You could run Janice Rand and Corbomite maneuver. That would also kind of get to the same thing as Cheat Death, but it's 2 more points, and then you really can't run Reliant Chekhov if you want to keep under the point limit. So I'm going to attack with the generic Katinga against V'ger just to try to clear one of the auxiliaries. Or to clear one of the mission tokens, sorry. So I'm going to roll 5 dice here because I'm in range 1. I get a crit, a battle station, a critical, a hit, and a blank. I re-roll with the target lock, and then I get 3 criticals and 2 hits, which deals... The criticals convert to hits, but still deals 5 damage, so I do clear one of the mission tokens, which is really good. Oops. And then all 10 dice from V'ger to the generic Katinga. Just roll a lot of... Got 8 out of the 10 hits. I have a slight chance here, but I roll 3 blanks and 2 evades, which is certainly not enough. The generic Katinga only has 4. The Katingas only have 4 hull, so it's dead very quickly. The Klingons are very disposable in this mission. Very disposable. I think that's another kind of problem I have with this mission. Like, I find that V'ger would attack the Klingons because the Klingons attack V'ger in the movie, but it doesn't. From what I recall from the first movie, it probably fell asleep. That the V'ger doesn't really attack the Enterprise, so like I think that's what probably makes it the most frustrating, is that you need some way on the Enterprise is to survive 2 communication attempts. Because you get one kind of free one from subspace, or projected stasis field. Some back up to 3 mission tokens. Yeah, sorry for the, I do another, I'm going to do a 1 turn there, or a soft, or 1 bank, I'm sorry. Before I'm going to evade again. Yeah, I'm just measuring to see if the Enterprise will be in range, so if I use projected stasis field, but not. Then I do a hard 2 turn there. And I think I do an evade just to, because you can. So I'm going to attack with it. Enterprise, I do a hard 2 as well. Try to get in range. I'm out of range for this turn, but kind of get me set up for the next one. Yeah, I'm just measuring again to see if I'm in range. Yeah, so V'ger removes again. Goes up to 4 mission tokens. And the requirement even for the Klingons to have 90 points on for 3 ships. Those are pretty light ships. Like, and I'm running like Katingas, so I mean they're in the middle of price point, but still. I guess you could realistically run if you weren't doing this thematic like I was trying to do, you could run a swarm of the new costed Broils or something. Actually, that probably worked pretty well. Then you can just lose 1 every turn and don't really care. So I do a turn there. I use projected stasis field. So that essentially means that the Tongan will roll 2 less defense attack dice this turn, but V'ger cannot also retaliate. So then I do a 4 straight DMR. I do another hard 2. I have to do another hard 2 turn the Enterprise. And I do believe I am in range this turn. Range. So I'm going to discard Ilea to roll 1 extra attack dice, because that's in this scenario. So I get 1 battle station and 3 hits. So not an ideal roll, but it does get me at least 1 mission token on the Earth. And again, the important thing is that V'ger cannot attack the Enterprise again this turn. So I'm going to have the Amar attack. Sorry, I'm going to have the generic attack. I'm not really sure why I did that. I think I forgot that it rolled 2 less. Oh no. So I roll 1 hit. And then I'm going to attack with the Amar. So I'm going to use my torpedoes and disable standby torpedoes, so I can keep my target lock, because I'll need it to re-roll here. Oh, never mind. I do not re-roll. So I got 3 hits and a crit, more than enough to deal enough damage to V'ger to remove a mission token. So back down to 3. And projected stasis field is discarded. Cloak is gone, target lock's gone. So I used it to re-roll. So V'ger moves again. Back up to 4 again. Actually, a swarm of Broils would be really good for this mission. Just have nothing on them. Just have like 5 or 6 of them. Then it wouldn't really, you just need like one mission token because you could pretty much take one out every turn. So I'm just kind of roughly guessing what maneuver I should do for the Enterprise. Also, I think you get one more turn out of it if you use the planet token that comes with the starter set. As I'm using the Earth that comes from one of the Dominion War OP series. It's actually slightly bigger than the starter set planets. So you might actually get one more turn, which in my case would actually be a bad thing, but kind of keep in mind if you do want to play this yourself. So I'm just going to do a 2 straight here with the Tong. Take an evade. Is a pro. It's probably not surviving anyway, but I do a 4 straight with the Amar. Try to stay in that range 1 for the extra attack die. I perform a target lock action. That was clearly a mistake. I performed 2 actions. Not that it really matters in this round, but that is a mistake on my part. And at this point, after 7 or 8 tries, I was not redoing it. So I'm performing the Enterprise action. I'm discarding Decker to set one of the dies to a battle station. Now I do a few rerolls here, and I just kind of cut it. Because I was, again, not redoing this mission for the upteenth time because it relies so heavily on lucky dice rolls. So in my 3rd or 4th dice attempt, I do get 4 battle stations, which puts me up to 5. I was just getting really frustrated by this mission mostly. So I get 4 hits with the Tong. So I'm going to attack the Tong first. Another mistake here. I'm only rolling with 9 die. It should be 10. Not that it ended up mattering anyway. I rolled more than enough hits every time. I got 9 hits on the Tong this turn. So I don't even bother rolling defense die. I rolled 2, but I'm not entirely sure why. Because it should have been 1. I made a few mistakes here. Target lock is gone. And I'm going to attack the Enterprise from V'ger. Yeah, and again with the battle station conversion, I get 9. Or I got 7 hits this time. I roll 1 evade, but it's more than enough to kill me. I discard cheat death to restore 1 hull back to the Enterprise. Because yeah, without that second communication attempt, I don't think it's possible. You need to run some sort of attack canceling or cheat death or Corbomite maneuver or something. Oops. So yeah, down to 3 mission tokens. This will be the last turn. V'ger moves, slightly overlaps the Earth, and the game is over. So the final tally is 5 mission tokens on the Earth, 4 mission tokens on the Earth, and a complete success. So I was finally able to beat this mission after about 7 tries, and I found it very frustrating. Without taking Reliant Chekhov, I was only ever able to get about 1 communication attempt, and you need at least 2 communication attempts with some very lucky dice rolls in order to get enough mission tokens to win. The Klingon ships are very disposable, and that is okay, as you essentially just need them to take 3 to 4 mission tokens away from V'ger, hopefully more if they can actually survive attack from V'ger, but that's really hard with battle station conversions. I was regularly getting 8-9 hits from V'ger onto the Klingon ships. Cheat Death is also a must-have for the Federation ship in order to get the 2nd communication attempt and actually survive. You could also run Corbomite Maneuver with Janice Rand, because you need to take the action to communicate with V'ger to do the same thing, but it costs more points. Projected Stasis Field is also a must-have for the Klingon fleet. I do not recommend playing this mission in Era, as it relies just too heavily on lucky dice rolls with not enough attempts to actually communicate.
If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find me on Facebook at the Eric channel, and I shall see you next time.